Oh man, what's going on? Thank guys you guys made it. How's everything going? It was a long day today. I appreciate it. Thank you for coming through. Yeah. All right. Today's gonna be a quick session, man. I'm just gonna basically talk about responsibilities. The vicious venom that we all carry within us that need to be spewed out for the good. I like using words like that. Be sure to subscribe if you have not yet subscribed. Be sure to comment, turn on your notifications so you know when videos are coming through. I like to talk to you guys late night sometimes. Sometimes I get up in the morning, I get inspired. I get up in the morning and I like to share my ideas with you guys, share my thoughts with you guys. When you wake up in the morning, what do? You got to give thanks, man. You got to give thanks when you get up in the morning. Just thanks for being up, being alive. Start implementing the 3 E's. Energetic, efficiency, effectiveness. Get up with those 3 things. Give thanks. Allow your body to become energetic, effective, and efficient in what you want to do today. You got to start rebuilding, man. You have that venom in you. The venom is in you. It's a vicious venom. You got to know how to regulate it. It's okay. It's all depending on how you direct it. But it's there. That's the thing that gets the body moving. It gets the body flowing. Get the brain going. Because you want to change. You want to change. You know things has to change. You know you can't stay in the same place all the time. You got to keep moving around. You got to pivot. You got to look around. Check out all the other angles, 360 degrees. You got to take a look at them. You need strategies, man. I'll give you a strategy. The highest and efficient use of your time. Implement that strategy. That's one of the strategies that we use actually in my real estate company. The highest and most efficient use of your time. That's where the profit comes in. That's when you start building. You start reshaping, start reorganizing yourself. The temple. Consider yourself a house that needs to be reshaped. You got to take a look at yourself and reevaluate yourself. Say, hey, listen, what do I need to do to get this house back on the market? What do you need to do to yourself to get you back on the market? To get you back in the flow of things? You see? It's all the building process. Reframing, restructuring, foundations. What are your foundations? Individual responsibility. You need to take responsibility. Individual responsibility. That's very, very, very important. You can't keep thinking about, oh, I didn't have this, I didn't have that, this person has this, I can't get this, my mother did this, my father did that, my friend messed me up, she owed me. You can't do that. He did this to me. Individual responsibility. There's going to come a point in time in your life where you can't blame anybody else but yourself for where you're at. That time is going to come. And when that time comes, you're going to have to learn how to reinvent yourself. No more blaming. So what are we going to do? We're going to start a brand new foundation. Let's start off like this. A reincarnation, a rebirth, reborn again. Be born again. You start from scratch. You keep it raw. Recognizing authentic wisdom, surrounding yourself by the right people. Educate yourself what you want to do. Whatever it is you want to do, you can do it, man. You know you can do it. You know what you want to do. This is what it's about. It's about what you want to do and position yourself in the proper place to get it done. reborn, rebirth. Get rid of that old person. Bring back the new person. The person who understands clarity. The person who understands wisdom authentically and recognizes it. The person who is allowing himself to be coachable. We can do it, but we can do it with other people as well. Allow yourself to be coachable. Re-educate yourself in what you want to do. Re-educate yourself in what you want to do. That's very important as well. So you got the structure, you got the design, you got the individual, you got reborn, and you got the strategy, which is the effective use of your time. The most highest effective use of your time. Energy, efficiency. I believe in equality, pursuit of happiness. It's your God-given right to be happy. The pursuit of happiness. Equality. But the outcome is not always equal. The outcome of equality is not always equal. It depends on individual responsibility. You understand that? The outcome of equality is not always equal. Are you willing to put the work in? Are you willing to dedicate the time? Are you willing to educate yourself? Are you willing to separate yourself from the people who are holding you down? People who are telling you can't do it. People who tell you, oh, you're wasting your time. Do you have no doubts, no fears, no questions about yourself, what you can and cannot do? That's going to determine the outcome of the equality. Don't tell me what you have and don't have and can't have and so on and so forth. You building something brand new. You reborn. You've taken down the old house. You rebuilding. It's an equal playing ground right now. It's level. What you going to do to get it? You going to put the time in, the energy in, the efforts in? What's that guy's name? Jeff, was it Jeff Bezos? Jeff Bezos. His outcome was completely different from everybody else's outcome. But do you know what he did to get there? Who's the hottest rapper out right now? Drake. One of those guys. His outcome is different from other people's outcome. Do you know what he did to get there? Sacrifices, my friend. Hey, listen. It's not for everybody. You may not want that. You may not want to be a Bezos, a Gates, or a Drake. And that's fine too. We're talking about pivoting. We're talking about removing yourself from the position you're at right now if you do not like it and restructuring yourself. We're talking about a reinvention of the you. Some may not like it. Oh, you changed, man. You different now. Why you gotta act like that? You focused on the reinvention of you. They'll like you. Don't worry about it. If they don't, they don't. But they will. Because you're still you. You just reinventing yourself. Correct? There's a lot of things going on nowadays, man. You know, people talking about, oh, theories this, theories that. There's no theory. Everything is outside. Everything is overt now. You can find anything out you want to find out. You can do whatever it is you want to do. You can read up on whatever it is you want to read up on. You want to start your own business, you start it up. It's all about you. It's all about where you want to go, where you want to take it. It's all about your purpose, your mindset. See, people say mindset. Yeah, but what's the mindset though, man? What's the mindset? The mindset is the attitude that you have that's going to take you somewhere. Your mindset is just your attitude. If your mind is set on something, then you're going to get it. Let's break it down. If your mind is set on a particular item, you're going to get it. By any means necessary, you're going to get it. That is your mindset. It's your attitude. It's the way you see things. It's just the way you see things. From the time you get up in the morning to the time you go to sleep at night. If you don't have that energetic way about you, if you don't have that efficiency about you, if you don't have that effectiveness about you, then you're walking around in circles. You're not going anywhere. You're not being truthful with yourself for what you really want to do. Get a grip on it. You're reborn. Listen, I want to leave you with something that might very well take you to the next level of where you need to go. You know, a lot of times when we grow up in our lives, people give us they instill things in us that makes us look at things differently, and sometimes as we go older, it can actually hinder us. You know, the idea of being wealthy, or the idea of having anything you want to have, or living a great life, or even the idea of just being who you want to be. Sometimes people can tear that down. Money is the root of all evil. You know, it doesn't matter how you play the game. You know, those things stay in us from little kids. We're growing up. Of course it matters how you play the game. If it doesn't matter how you play the game, then you're not playing to win. Of course it matters how you play the game. You want to go out there and give it your all. This is the game of life you're living in. God said that all men should be wealthy. We should be living heaven on earth. That's the science of getting rich. Why take a look at that book? The science of getting rich. It talks about spirituality when it comes to money. It talks about relationships when it comes to money. It talks about the divine oneness when it comes to. It talks about spirituality and God. It talks about an individual as the creator. It talks about the individual as being the temple of God, having faith in yourself, having a direct communication with the creator and higher beings that's going to give you all that energy, give you all the answers you need. Got to take a look at that book, man. You're supposed to be living, because the bottom line is that if you don't do well for yourself, how are you going to do well for anybody else? You render yourself of no use. If you don't flourish, how are you going to allow anybody else to flourish? You can't aid anybody else in flourishing. You can't aid anybody else in doing nothing. You're supposed to do that. You're supposed to create that space for yourself so you can give back. The law of reciprocity. It's what it's all about, man. You know, once in a while, I touch up on spirituality and I touch up on finance, I touch upon the individual as a character, as the individual's responsibility to do things. It's your moral responsibility to do things for yourself, thereby enabling you to do things for others. This is the Jude Life's format. That's my blueprint. I did as much as I can for others all throughout my whole life. I wasn't afraid to give. That's why I know I always have. I wasn't afraid to give. It was no problem to me. So I'm trying to what I want to do is I want to reach out to others. But they got the 6 feet COVID, 10 people can't be in one place at one time, 6 degrees of separation. 6 degrees of separation means that we're all connected by somebody else within 6 degrees, whether it be a handshake. We used to call that the hand degree. They used to call it a handshake. 6 degrees of separation is something different. It's something more connected. But since we're used to that, now it's no longer 6 degrees of separation. Now they're trying to bring us further apart, man. They want 6 feet of separation. Temple Grandin. She was a doctor. Had autism. Temple. And Temple came up with a phenomenon on animals. She was an animal lover. She loved horses, she loved cows, she loved all animals, whales, and so on and so forth. But Temple had some sort of autism, Dr. Grandin. She had some sort of autism that enabled her to see animals differently. She saw what they saw, in particularly cows. It's a great story. I mean, I'm not. I came up on it maybe 2-3 weeks ago, and so she came up with the idea of changing the patterns on how they receive cows for slaughter. She brought it up to the Humane Society because she realized that these cows, when they go on the slaughter and so on and so forth, they get erratic. It's all chaotic because they know somehow, some way, these cows know that they're going to slaughter, and you can see the change in their behavior. Now, this doctor who had autism came up with this, and she saw this because she had some special connection with the animals, and she was saying that about the cows. So what she did was she devised a new form, a new way. She reinvented a new way that the cows was being taken to slaughter. All right, Patrick, where are you going? Well, listen. She invented what you call a serpentine pattern, kind of like an S shape with a circle in a way. And she would receive the cows. Instead of the cows going straight down to slaughter, these cows would go through a serpentine pattern, S-shaped, in a circular motion. Then she would separate the cows. She wouldn't put them in herds anymore, because when they're in herds, they're too close, they're too rumble, they can't be controlled, and so on and so forth. Okay? And she realized when that happened, and the reason why they did that, because when the cows get agitated and they release some sort of hormone within their systems, and the meat is tough, and they get bruised a lot when they're running around. It's a really inhumane thing with how they kill these animals and so on and so forth. So she devised that way to make it less tragic, I would say, and obviously to preserve the meat and the meat to be tender and the cows will last longer. And the cows won't go in knowing that they're getting slaughtered, because cows begin to know. So what they would do is, when you would receive the cows, they have the cows walk around in a circular motion through the serpentine sort of like pattern. And when it was time for them to get slaughtered, they would separate the cows and only bring out 6 or 7 at a time. Just flap the gate open, and 6 or 7 cows will go through, and the other ones will continue going in a circle. Do not allow that to happen to you, metaphorically speaking. Do not allow yourself to get slaughtered. See what's going on. Understand what's going on around you. Be scientific with it. Be calculative with it. Always bring yourself back to that place of harmony and peace, where you can reach out and talk to yourself, discuss things with yourself. I appreciate you guys listening, man. I hope this little talk I just gave you enlightened a little bit, gave you a better perspective of doing things, gave you the energy to want to just do it. Just go ahead and do it, man. Take the leap of faith. Leap of faith. Take that leap. I've done it. I've took many leaps of faith, man. What does it come with? It comes with trust in yourself. I've took many leaps of faith. People are, you crazy? You doing this now? If not now, then when? If not now, then when? You see, you don't want to walk around in a circle wondering when things are going to change. See, you don't want to walk around in a circle waiting for your death. You don't want that. You want to pivot now. You want to change the narrative now. You can change the narrative right now. Now is the time to change the narrative, not later. Later's later. Later's not now. I mean, come on, man. Listen, I appreciate you coming through. Always subscribe, turn on notifications. This is Jude Life. I'm here to motivate. I'm here to inspire people. I'm here to give you cause, to give you reason, to give you purpose. If you didn't have it, now you do have it. It's always been in you. You've always had that venom, and it's been vicious. It's okay to have the venom. You've always had that venom in you. You just got to just strike it a little bit. Strike it a little bit, man. Just a little bit, beep, and you see how your brain's going to start moving like this. You have to start catching synapses and axons and all that stuff. Have a good one, man. I appreciate you coming by. Take care. Be good.